All right, live shot of Las Vegas right now. A week ago today, that if you think about it, the killer arrived. Stephen Paddock arrived in the city, and then of course what would transpire just days later. Las Vegas Mayor Carolyn Goodman, probably the longest week of her life, joins you right now. Mayor, thank you for taking the time.
Thank you for caring and letting us have more time to get the words out of what a great country this is and what a caring, wonderful community, and our hearts and prayers to those we've lost and those still injured.
You know, I know you had a chance to be with the president yesterday, Mayor, and he was marveling at just the bravery of a lot of not only your rescue folks, and but those in the hospital, including the one guy who just had to get up and stand to greet the president. It's changed people's perception of Las Vegas. Has it changed yours?
No, because I think of the 18 years that my husband and I have been lucky enough to serve in this community, we've always known, number one, this is a great place to live. It's so exciting to be here, but our one priority, number one, has always been the safety and security of our entire area, and that's what we're about, is making it safe and making people feel comfortable here. You know, we have 43 million visitors a year.
Oh, I know.
And it's a place for, it's wonderful, but safety has always been of concern, and so both he and I have taken the federal training, and of course everybody here, we know what our role is in case of an emergency or a natural disaster, and so we just really feel that's our job.
Well, you do it well, Mayor, all of you, both parties. I am curious, though, man, what you make of these latest developments on the shooter, Stephen Paddock, that he might have also been scoping out Chicago, Boston as well, and the luck of the draw would have it, your fine city. What do you make of that, and what his intent was? Some people said maybe by targeting a conservative or country music crowd, maybe that was the crowd he was after, and that didn't seem to jibe with the crowd that he was targeting, or potentially could have targeted in Chicago at a rock concert. So what do you make of what he was up to?
Well, you know, I think, Neil, the most important thing is to work on facts and not what ifs and maybe. So as soon as we know a fact is corroborated as being a real, honest-to-goodness piece of information, that's the first thing. Of course, unfortunately or fortunately for me, my master's is in counseling, and I think we will never know this. You don't know if it's a reaction to his father. I'm learning more from what you're covering and what everybody else is covering that, of course, we had no idea about. I would think anybody that knew him or lived with him would have to know more, unless he had hired and rented a separate place to go work on his devious scheming, or put his belongings. So it's impossible that people who knew him well and were related to him, unless they hadn't seen him in 10 years in his environment, wherever that would be. So as I hear these things about the potential of what could have happened somewhere else for those communities, God bless them that they are still fine and it didn't happen there. Yeah. As for us, when I hear, you know, I wanted to hear from the Ogden, yes, the rooms were reserved in his name. I've not heard that specifically. The same with Chicago. But we do know our life is beautiful. Instead, that's what we're about. You know, we're a 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week town. We have the best convention business, and we have just such a wonderful group of people who live here, who handle 350,000 people a week coming through, and we want them.
I'm sorry, ma'am. Do you think it will change, though? The reason why I mentioned it, Robin Leach, who's one of your favorite local citizens, had told me yesterday that he thinks that a lot of outdoor events and venues, and I know your local business press has been writing about this, that those are not going to be as popular, are not going to be as pushed as much, that the casino crowds will still be the casino crowds, but these outdoor venue events, maybe not as many. What do you think?
You know, no, I think we're a very safe place, and we do things, crowd control. We had wonderful representation of law enforcement and first responders there. This could have been so much worse, and as tragic as it was horrible. But the reality is, whatever we do here, I know the eyes of the world are upon us. They're going to have to do it in their communities. And we certainly, all of us who tend to fly around the world or fly around the country, know what happened after 9/11 happened with the restrictions at the airports. Now, we cannot live a life like this. We cannot be penalized by those who are evil people. We cannot change how we love to live and want to do things and be a part of this world and seize the day every day of our lives. No, we cannot. I have always felt, after going through the training myself, and you only can know it when it's personal to you, that we really know what we're doing here. It has been safe all this time. I don't know, because I don't talk with them every single day at the Fusion Center, the FBI. How many things have they stopped?
Casino CEOs, Mayor, who I know at the case of the Wynn, and this might be just an immediate aftermath of this event, they are screening luggage. I don't know if they're using magnetometers, but that process has already begun. Now, whether it continues or others follow it at the Bellagio and elsewhere, I have no idea. But do you worry about that, or is this just going to be the adjustment you make after something horrific happens?
Well, you would know, Neil, these are privately owned hotels, so what they're going to do, they may call different aspects of government and ask, what would you do? Something may be suggested. We are learning right now from Boston and what happened after the Boston Marathon. I've been talking with Mayor Dyer in Orlando with Pulse. I've been talking with Governor Malloy, who was part of the Sandy Hook tragedy, and how that was handled. You learn from those who've gone before you how you can do something and go through your checklist. Did we do this right? But our concentration is, unless they want to handicap and handcuff every one of us, every human being in the United States, and say, in order that you've got less probably than 100 people all over this country of 350 million plus that have affected this horror, all these horrors that we've been dealing with, are you going to let them make life miserable for everybody else? I don't think so. And all I can do is what my part is, and my part is to make sure that we at the city are doing everything we can to do what we're assigned to do in this safety mode. And I think with everybody else doing it, that's why we were able to contain this and get it done, because we have law enforcement. But the thing we can't control is the magnificence of all these selfless heroes that were out there that are wanting to protect their lives, their loved ones, and even people they don't know. They will not tolerate anything taking them down and making this a country where you are restricted in everything you do and somebody's watching every moment of your life. Won't happen.
Oh, they are your proudest achievements, Mayor. Thank you very, very much. Very good talking to you.
Thanks for having us back. We really appreciate it, and thanks for all your support and caring and getting the word out. This is a great country, and we are very proud here to be part of it, and our prayers and sympathies continue with those who've been stricken and for those we lost.
Right back at you, Mayor. Thank you very, very much. Be well, be strong, but
thank you.
You already are. All right.
Thank you.